just arrived on a small brook. I will be pursuing 3 spine sticklebacks. You look across, very shallow, but on the bends, whether it's a brook or a big river, that's where you get the deeper water. Obviously we're talking relatively here, of course. Looking down, no movement at all, but I know that when I put that bait out there, sticklebacks will descend on it. I've just caught one, and I'm going to show you this in my hand because it's so small I wouldn't be able to hold it in that way. Fantastic. Such a tiny fish. And if you noticed, I am fishing with a hook. It's a Drennan Super Specialist size 18. I've just nipped the end of the maggot there. That means that the fish will hold on. So you don't always hook them, especially when they're that size. The bigger ones you do, but you just lift them out of the water and they're hanging on there. I'm fishing with a poacher's pocket. It's a telescopic rod and reel. It's a mini rod and reel. And I've got 1 pound 6 ounce line and a small shot there. So that takes it down. In effect, I'm watching the bait. So you couldn't fish with a float. Well, you could put one on if you wanted to, but ultimately it wouldn't serve any purpose. It's so deep, you're watching the maggot, and then you can see the fish around it as it takes the maggot just enough to pull it out of the water, as opposed to swallow the hook, because you don't want to see that happen. Lift and you've got your stickleback. Right, let's see if I can get a bigger one, because there are some nice fish in here. Exploring a few spots as I invariably do, and I've just come across this horrible colour in one of the bends. Not much flow on this brook, only when it rains does it pass through quickly. So I hope there's not a pollution of some description, because that could explain why I've just had the 2 tiny little sticklebacks so far and not seen anything else. Anyway, we shall see. Heading back to the car now. Although I did only catch those 2 tiny 3 spine sticklebacks, I don't think it was anything to do with the pollution. I did have a little look around, and because of the flow, I think something had obviously gone in and just gathered there in that bend. There are no farms up here, no factories, just a few houses, and sometimes people throw stuff, don't they, into brooks at the bottom of their garden. That's probably the most likely cause. Anyway, I think it'll be okay. If you're interested in this type of fishing, look at the comments box below, and I'm going to post a link to all the stickleback entries and brook entries that I've done over the years.